Welcome to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Things are heating up for the Democrats. They thought that all of their dirty deeds would never be brought to light, but here we are. And even things that they thought, while Donald Trump 1.0 was in office, they were doing all of this crap. And they thought that no one would ever find out. Except there's a new sheriff in town, and this is the Trump 2.0 administration. And they're like, yeah, no, we're going to burn it all down. If we need to do that to shed light on all of y'all's crimes, I guess we're just going to do it. From Just the News today, a career intelligence officer who worked for the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee for more than a decade repeatedly warned the FBI beginning in 2017 that then Representative, not Republican, Adam Schiff had approved leaking classified information to smear then President Donald Trump over the now debunked Russiagate scandal. This is according to bombshell FBI memos that Kash Patel has turned over to Congress. So they had these FBI memos that existed. I'm just setting the stage for you. Okay. You had a whistleblower during the Trump presidency the first time around who came to them and said, guys, Adam Schiff is telling us to leak classified information to try to smear Donald Trump, and I don't like it. And did you ever hear anything about that at the time? No. Gee, I wonder why. Let's read on. It says the FBI 302 interview, reports obtained by Just the News state the intelligence staffer, a Democrat by party affiliation, who described himself as a friend to both Schiff, now a California senator, and former Republican House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes, considered the classified leaking to be, quote, unethical, illegal, and treasonous. So you have a guy who is saying, he's a Democrat, by the way. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But if you consider yourself to be a friend of Adam Schiff, I'm already suspicious of your character. You show some issues, morally speaking, if you think that it is appropriate to be friends with Adam Schiff. But nonetheless, this guy even said, he's dumb enough to be friends with Adam Schiff, but still smart enough to say, this seems treasonous. But he was told not to worry about it because Adam Schiff believed he would be spared prosecution under the Constitution's speech and debate clause. So DOJ officials heard this story from this whistleblower at the time in 2017 when Donald Trump was president, and apparently showed little interest in pursuing Schiff when the allegations were originally brought to them. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating that you have the Trump 1.0 administration that was just plagued with all of these leaks, all of these rats? You had anonymous op-eds in the New York Times. Oh, this is why I work in the Trump administration and I believe that he isn't fit for office. I mean, you had all of that happening. Plus, you even had Democrats going to the DOJ and saying, guys, this is really, really bad. This is bad news. We got to get a handle on this. And the DOJ under a Republican Trump administration didn't care. In his most recent interview with the Bureau in 2023, the whistleblower, whose name is redacted, told agents from the FBI's St. Louis office that he personally attended a meeting at which Schiff authorized leaking classified information. So he says he was there when Adam Schiff was the one who said, we should do this. This is our plan. When working in this capacity, they redacted the staffer's name, this person was called to an all-staff meeting by Schiff. In this meeting, Schiff stated his group would leak classified information which was derogatory to President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Schiff stated the information would be used to indict President Trump. When the leaker objected, Unnamed members of the meeting reassured that they would not be caught leaking classified information. So the idea that Democrats have had to indict this man go back a very, very long time. This isn't something that just started in 2024 or 2023. This is not something that they just concocted. They have been working, of course, for years to find something to pin on Donald Trump. Do you know how you know that at first glance? The fact that the things that they finally ended up indicting him for, the 91 indictments that he has on them, if you go through each one, they're all total bullshit. That's how they had to really reach. And even then, that was only because all of the lies, all of the concocted BS that they had, they couldn't actually follow through because they couldn't even get Democrats to go along with it. Even Democrats were saying, we can't do this. It's illegal. This is treason. Adam Schiff said, shh, don't worry. You'll be spared prosecution. You don't need to worry about the treason. You just worry about you. You won't be prosecuted. When the leaker objected, according to this report, I said unnamed members would not. He said, you know what? It's fine. You won't be caught. But on top of that, the whistleblower also said Representative Eric Swalwell was a likely leaker. He said that Swalwell attended a meeting with Adam Schiff as well as his staff to discuss a, quote, particularly sensitive document. And within 24 hours, the information appeared in the news almost verbatim. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Wow. I feel like there is a punishment for leaking information, Stephen. Isn't that like a crime that people can be prosecuted for?
I feel like that's correct.
I'm pretty sure that that's true. So what are we going to do now? Because this whistleblower says also that Adam Schiff was, quote, particularly upset as he believed he would have been appointed as the director of the CIA, presumably if Hillary Clinton won the 2016 election. So, if we could just step back and imagine for a second on Earth 2 that Hillary Clinton had won, how screwed would we all be if Adam Schiff was the director of the CIA? Yeah, Stephen, you should have just said that in the mic.
That'd be Earth 666.
That really would be Earth 666. That is some demonic shit. Imagining Adam Schiff in charge of the CIA. This is the guy. This is what's so maddening about these people. These people do this shit out in the open. Out in the open. They're having meetings and telling people we're going to leak this information to try to make Donald Trump look bad because what? His feelings were hurt that Hillary Clinton lost the election. His feelings were hurt that he didn't get that CIA director job. So he said, what? I'm just going to ruin this guy's life over false allegations. And what happens to them? Absolutely nothing. This was in 2017 when we first get reports of this. What has happened? 2018, 2019, 2020. We are in year 2025 and we are finally getting the truth on this. These Democrats are criminals. It's not just him. Think about all of the crimes that Hillary Clinton committed when she was Secretary of State, when she was in charge of things. How many crimes did she commit that she got away with? And these people still get to go out there. Adam Schiff is still going on MSNBC. Hillary Clinton is still going on MSNBC, acting as if they are some sort of a person of character who can come on and commentate from a position of authority. These are all freaking criminals.
And yet we're the ones who are the fascists who are trying to destroy democracy.
That's what's so crazy. All of these deep state actors, because that's what I say, Stephen, they are the party of projection. They are the party of projection. They call us, they accuse us of what they are doing every single time. Oh, we're the ones who hate democracy so much. Their idea of democracy is, of course, power to the people. The people get to speak. The people get to go to the ballot box. Well, the people went to the ballot box twice now. They went to the ballot box twice now, and they said, we want Donald Trump as our president. And the Democrats can't handle that because they don't actually care about those things. They don't care about democracy, which, by the way, we don't have. But They claim that that's what they want. They claim that that's so important. Democracy dies in the darkness. And here they are in the deep state, just pulling strings, making sure that they are in charge, conducting this orchestra of lies and leaks and illegal crimes, illegal acts. I mean, it's disgusting.
You can also add this whole Texas gerrymandering thing to this too, and what they do in their states.
Right, because it's a problem when Texas Republicans want to mid-year or mid-decade, they want to change the redistricting map. And I'm sorry, JB Pritzker is going to come on CNN and tell me how Texas is in the wrong. Oh, okay. That's gerrymandering heaven over there. I mean, these are they don't care about morals. They don't care about values. They don't care about democracy. They don't care about the results of an election. They don't care about religion. They don't care about any of the things that they try to hold against you every single day. They don't care about any of those things. They are just these moldable little evil demons that just take whatever shape they feel like is going to be politically advantageous to them at the time. And in the background, the whole time, they're just committing crimes, leaking information, trying to damage their political opponent by hook or by crook. It's disgusting. So the whistleblower allegedly pushed on the issue of the leaks after Eric Swalwell got all this information, and then, poof, it was in the news 24 hours later. How did that happen? Apparently, he was eventually informed that the issue would not be investigated further by the DOJ, as congressmen have immunity to all speech and actions made on the floor of the United States House of Representatives. So obviously, we need full accountability for all of this. Kash Patel claims that we will. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and read what he said. You take from it what you will. He says, for years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at the DOJ, and Congress will have the chance to uncover how political power may have been weaponized and restore accountability. Well, I'll put it this way. I'll believe it when I see it, because it's not just Kash Patel that has to lead that charge. It is also, of course, AG Pam Bondi, who is spending a lot of time on Fox News. So I don't know if she has time to actually investigate and pursue any sort of prosecution against these people. But clearly, these criminals need to finally be held accountable, especially when you're talking about someone like Adam Schiff, because Adam Schiff has a long history of skirting the law. He has a ton of ethics complaints. Just in 2019, you had Matt Gaetz, who filed a complaint for, of course, what we know to be true. Adam Schiff, for years, went out there in the public and claimed that he had insider information because he was on the committee that saw that Donald Trump really, truly colluded with Vladimir Putin. And if you would just wait a couple more years, you will also find out that what he's saying is absolutely true, except it never was. So he distorted President Trump's phone call with Ukraine's president. He made false statements about Russian collusion, even though he knew that there was no evidence. He excluded members like Matt Gaetz, who, of course, launched this ethics complaint, from impeachment depositions. Judicial Watch filed a complaint against him in 2019 for improper coordination and violation of House rules on witness interactions. In 2023, Center for Renewing America filed a complaint over all of his pushing Russian collusions again, reliance on the Steele dossier. I mean, this guy is a huge criminal, leading up to, of course, the mortgage fraud that he is currently being accused of, because he improperly claimed residency in Maryland for mortgage benefits while, of course, being in California when he was supposed to be in California for his office. So which one is it? Which one was it, Adam? So we need accountability, full accountability for all of these criminals, for all of the crimes that they have committed. I don't care if it was in 2017 or 1917. Well, to be fair, that person is definitely dead. But we need accountability for all of these people, or they will just keep doing it. I hope we see that. I don't know. I'm holding out hope, but it's like I'm just hanging on by a string here for multiple reasons. Anywho, we won't get into that. I've got an interview coming up you're not going to want to miss, but I want to thank our sponsor first, Relief Factor. So Relief Factor is there for those of you who maybe you've reached the age where just things hurt. I'm not judging you. You're like, you're limping in the morning and your spouse is like, what happened? And you're like, I don't know. I slept. And I woke up and things hurt. If that's your life, or if you're suffering from knee pain, back pain, neck pain, whatever the case may be, try Relief Factor. It's a very, very potent, all-natural anti-inflammatory. And I'm going to be sexist for a second and say, I know a lot of you men out there who you hear the word natural and you're like, it doesn't work. Actually, it does. It was developed by doctors who were tired of giving their patients stuff that made them all loopy. Like pain medication, they are loopy, they can't drive, they can't operate heavy machinery, they can't drink a beer. That's no fun. Try Relief Factor, because you can do all those things with Relief Factor, but what it does is it targets the inflammation in your body, which oftentimes is the root cause of your pain. So it can totally eliminate your pain directly from the source. Go get that 3-week quick start that you see on the screen. 70% of the people who order it keep on ordering it. That's how many people it's working for. So the odds are in your favor. It's going to work for you. And they've got a guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose except your pain. ReliefFactor.com. Go get that 3-week quick start at relieffactor.com. I want to welcome back Matt Kibbe. He is, of course, a host here on Blaze TV, but also the executive producer of The Cover-Up, which you can find on Blaze TV. So we've got The Cover-Up, we've got Kibbe on Liberty. We are like swimming in all things Matt Kibbe, and for good reason, because you're doing
lots of liberty.
Yeah, lots of liberty, lots of freedom. It's a good feeling, and but what's not a good feeling is all of the stuff that's happened on COVID that you're uncovering. It does make me a little bit sick, and we were talking about it yesterday. And I said, I really, really need for you to come back and talk more on this, because I was a little bit upset we ran out of time and we didn't get to really keep going on this topic. But I asked you if you thought that Fauci, with the auto pen pardon, if you thought that would get undone. And you said yes.
Yes.
So you actually think that with Rand Paul heading things up, that we may see accountability for Fauci. And then you said something that really struck me along the lines of, or something to the effect of, but who was Fauci reporting to?
Yeah. And the whole impetus, and I asked Rand Paul this in the second episode of The Cover-Up, the whole impetus for me was, this thing is so much bigger than some rogue bad guy working at some agency that you had never heard of before. And I want to know who his bosses are. And my fear is that I probably know the answer to that. It's probably the head of the CIA. It's probably the head of Homeland Security. It's probably the head of DOD. Now, there's new people in those positions.
Right.
So the question is, will they tear out this apparatus, root and branch, that was designed? You know, all of these powers came because they were going to go fight the bad guys. This was the war on terror that they were going to go after. The censorship industrial complex was supposed to go after terrorist cells. Right. And then they got bored and they needed more budget and they had more power. So they turned all of those weapons on American citizens. And that's part of where Russiagate came from, because they had these tools and they owned the corporate media and they knew how to manipulate the narrative. So the surprising part to me in this episode is that the Russiagate story and the Hunter Biden laptop story and the COVID cover-up, the way they went after guys like Jay Bhattacharya, it's the same story. It's the same people. And what we should be worried about is not just like the authoritarian response to COVID is something that I've been obsessed about. And the fact that the government could tell us we couldn't leave our homes, couldn't have our jobs, had to take the jab whether or not we wanted to, all of that stuff. But the apparatus is actually more dangerous than that, because they can get to the point where Americans are well-trained to think what they want us to think.
Right.
That's what this episode is about.
Yeah, I mean, and I just feel it's actually the perfect day to be talking about this. I was just talking about the Russiagate scandal as it relates to Adam Schiff, who felt perfectly emboldened. I mean, it's one thing to talk about. It's all garbage. They're all criminals. I hate all of them. Okay, I just want to make that clear. But it's one thing to talk about Adam Schiff and this whole Russiagate situation and the hoax and the way that they push this narrative, it's one thing to talk about it during a Democrat administration where you had Democrats running the DOJ and the FBI and all of that. It's a whole nother ballgame to talk about this type of stuff happening in 2017, right under Donald Trump's nose with these agencies, and still there is no accountability. I mean, that is really scary. That's how deep the deep state really is and has gotten its fingers into all of these government agencies.
Yeah, it's a monster. It's you can't get rid of these guys. Quite often you don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of, like, the best, like, choose your favorite 5 nominees that Trump put in to power at these agencies. The best guys are dealing with this monster. And when you think about, like, I call it the COVID industrial complex because it is a multi-zillion dollar industry. Literally billions and billions and billions of dollars are flowing to universities, to corporations, to media companies. So it's not just the agency itself. Like, they're a self-protecting, self-perpetuating machine. And you can watch it every day on social media. Your favorite guy is suddenly getting an orchestrated attack on him from all of these sources, starting with the corporate media. And the only good news is it's so obvious now.
Yeah.
We know what they're doing, and anyone with even a little bit of backbone knows what they're doing, so they just put their nose down and keep charging forward. But
yeah. So you obviously, you produced this docuseries, and you were I don't want to speak for you, but I'm just speaking as someone who knows you and knows what you stand for. I'm going to go ahead and presume you're approaching this from a position of skepticism because you already hated the COVID lockdowns. You already, you thought it was total tyranny, which it was, right? And so you're already approaching it with a negative opinion about how we were treated. So knowing that, as you did this whole series, what was the thing that shocked you the most when you were going through all of this, that you were like, holy crap, I had a really low expectation for these people because I already knew they were criminals, and even this shocked me?
it's funny you're reading my mind because I am a cynical libertarian, and
Matt, I know that about you.
I don't expect government agents to do the right thing for the right reason because we know better. We know about incentives, and we know about power mongering, and they're chasing money and all that stuff. What struck me with this is just how consciously evil it was. Because I think bureaucrats are more like zombies than evil actors typically, but purposefully covering this up again and again and again, going all the way back to the early 2000s, which I learned in this series. We've had so many near misses with viruses that would make COVID look like a cold, and they kept doing it, and they're still doing it today. And I'm like, who does that?
Yeah.
Who would it's just so casually write off the potential of destroying half of the world population, which some of these things will do.
Right.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
Because of money and power. And the more evil part, I think, is the ideology where they view us kind of like Bill Gates does. We're all guinea pigs. Mm-hmm. All guinea pigs. We're chess pieces to be moved around on a board. And you know what? If we lose a lot of people in that process, it's okay because we're transforming society into this centrally planned dystopian nightmare.
Right. Did you, speaking of Bill Gates, did you see, I just saw on social media the other day, there was it looked like a stick of butter, but they were like, we created this butter from carbon, and they were cutting it. And I was like, this is terrifying. I don't like any of this. This is all Bill Gates crap. And I'm not a big fan.
It's so creepy. Chef Gruel shared, there's some sort of, lab-made salmon now.
Yeah.
It's being labeled salmon too.
Stephen, what is it?
It's like cell-grown, cellulose salmon. That's what they're.
Ew.
Yeah.
And they're selling it as salmon.
Sounds like Soylent Green, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm like, I want no part of any of this. But I mean, Bill Gates will go out or at least he used to before there were so many eyeballs on him, and talk about depopulation and how we need less people and all this. And it's like, guys, these people really believe this. How much more do they have to do for you to understand that they truly believe the things that they're saying behind closed doors?
early on, I found this article that Fauci wrote in an academic journal. The journal's called Cell, and I forget the name of the article. But he actually lays out the plan, and it sounds like something that even the World Economic Forum would be afraid to say in public, that he's going to bend modernity. He's going to change where we live. He's going to change how we gather. He's going to change what we eat.
Wow.
And he's talking about the globe. He's not talking about the U.S.
Right.
And this is a megalomaniac. But I think our government has been populated with guys like this, with this fatal conceit that they can sort of reimagine everything.
They have a God complex.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Did he write that?
It was in 2021. It was right in the middle of the pandemic when he was still a rock star at that point. Like
Right.
everybody was worshiping.
He was the
Fauci.
science.
He was
According to him, he was the science. If you question Sir Anthony Fauci, you question the science, is what he told us. Except he's just an evil piece of shit who had this plan all along.
You know, the origins of socialism actually were what Friedrich Hayek would call scientism, because the original socialist wasn't Marx. It was this French aristocrat who had this idea that we're going to take away all your freedoms and we're going to create a panel. We're actually going to call it a temple, Sir Isaac Newton, and we're going to put the engineers and the scientists and the mathematicians in charge, and they're going to treat us like an equation. Mm-hmm. And, you know, eventually Karl Marx said, "Hold my beer, let's make it really violent."
Right.
But it was just this lab experiment, and we of course know how many people have died in this experiment, and these guys are a cut of the same cloth.
Yeah, they really are. How many episodes are in this total?
So this is 5.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm wrapping it up with 6.
Okay.
I'm eventually going to make a documentary about it, because when I started this process, I didn't know what the end of the story was. Now I think I do.
Now you do.
So I'm actually flying to the UK next week to interview Matt Ridley, the famous science writer, who was one of the first guys to partner with Elena Chen to write the book, saying, you know what, there's a lot of actual scientific evidence this came from a lab.
Yeah.
But the question now is, we know who did it. We know what they did. We know what they continue to do. How do we rescue the scientific process from the science? Because otherwise this ends really badly.
How much faith do you have in an RFK Jr. being able to course correct? Because I love the guy personally, but I'm like, ain't no way he can catch all of this. He's just one person. Who else is in charge that he hasn't fully vetted, who could be like, the people at the DOJ and the FBI under Adam Schiff over there, the whistleblowers like, hey guys, hey, hello, this is really bad stuff going on. And they're like, yeah, it's fine.
You'll be shocked to know that I think the Achilles heel is the Justice Department, because Rand Paul and RFK Jr. and anyone else who's trying to root out the bad guys and call forward criminal charges, they need the Justice Department.
Yeah.
And, Rand is talking about that in the second episode, which was shot during the Biden administration. And obviously that Justice Department was not going to cooperate. Now he's got the gavel and he's loaded for bear. But he needs an active Justice Department that wants to accomplish the same things.
Do you have faith in our Justice Department?
I'm saying this in hopes that people put enough pressure that I can have some faith.
I think that's the only way that it's going to happen. I don't see the current, even with the current administration, even with Trump 2.0, I don't see them acting without pressure. I mean, you see how they've changed their tone with the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Why was that? Because of the public pressure and the public pushback when we said, no, we love you, but when it's wrong, and you need to write this. Yeah. And then we saw some sort of movement, which still not enough, but we wouldn't have even seen movement at all if it weren't for the public pressure. So it works as long as we utilize it wisely. All right, what's the URL for that, Stephen? FauciCoverup.com? Do I have that right?
I'm not.
You know, Matt?
I do not know.
I don't have it right in front of me. Well, I mean, you can go to the blazetv.com and you can find it there. But FauciCoverup. I nailed it. And Matt's cool picture is right there on the website. I'm looking at it right now. Here, hold on, Stephen. There it is. Look how cool. You're such a badass, Matt. I have to ask you, though, make sure to go to FauciCoverup.com. Last question. Do you ever yell? You're so calm, cool, and collected. Do you ever like get angry?
Yes.
What do you do when you get angry? Do you just like talk more calm?
I actually get more quiet and stern.
Yeah. I can't like, and that would be scarier, I think, than you yelling.
Yeah, there's a voice. There's a voice. My cats hate the voice.
Oh shit, we are in trouble when dad uses the voice again. I talk to you, you're just always so calm. I'm like, does this guy ever get angry? I don't want to see it, I decided.
No, you don't.
I'm not going to piss you off. Well, I appreciate you. I know you got to catch a flight, so thank you so much. And for all of your great work, there are a lot of people, I think, who are like, let's let bygones be bygones. It's 2025. We need to move on. And it's like, no, because if we don't have full accountability for what happened and full transparency for what we were actually dealing with, it's just going to keep happening again.
Yep.
Especially with, it's like, that happened under Donald Trump, a Republican, a guy that we all voted for. You think that that's not going to happen under a Democrat administration? I mean, it's going to be 10 times worse. So I appreciate all of your great work on that and being relentless and pursuing the truth wherever it may lead. And I'm rooting for Fauci. We'll just say in prison because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. So I appreciate you. Matt Kibbe, of course, Kibbe on Liberty, which you can find right here on Blaze TV, as well as executive producer of The Cover Up, which you can find at FauciCoverUp.com. You can get $20 off if you go to FauciCoverUp.com/Sarah. Either way, just make sure that you go watch it. Episode 5 is available now. All right, we've got more to come. We want to thank our sponsor this segment, Patriot Mobile. So I love the folks over at Patriot Mobile. Glenn and Jenny Story are some of our very dear friends. Stephen and I honest to God, Stephen, this is a true story. Tell them. Whenever we go to any of the events that we go to and we see that Glenn Story, the founder of Patriot Mobile, is there, we're like, oh, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good party. Because, yeah, it's true. Because he is just one of the most amazing, fun people you could ever imagine, a true patriot. And he was like, I want to give people a good option when it comes to cell phones so you don't have to give your money to a company that honestly hates your guts. How do I know that? I see all these T-Mobile, all these places at the trans festivals that I go, and there's all these kids running around getting all sorts of indoctrination, and T-Mobile's right there supporting it and giving these kids little trans tattoos. But what you can do, instead of going to Big Mobile, go over to patriotmobile.com. They're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and odds are they're going to save you money as well. You can keep your phone number. You can keep your phone. You can get all brand new if you'd like. The point is, just go there and check them out. They've got the same nationwide coverage that you're getting right now, but you know that you're not going to be funding the left. You can go to patriotmobile.com/Sarah. Use promo code Sarah for a free month of service. That is patriotmobile.com/Sarah. You know what? I'm a little nervous about this one. It's going to be fun. We're going to be on the edges of our seat. We're going to be like, are we getting pulled from YouTube? I don't really know, but we've got Derek Richards, comedian Derek Richards, in the house. You're going
to blame that pulling YouTube thing on me?
1,000%.
I've seen you on your own solo reads. So, yeah, you've got enough flags coming your way.
My point is I do it enough myself. I don't need any help, Derek.
Well, I'm here to lighten that load for you.
I'm here. You called me into action.
I am here to dumb this thing down.
Aye, aye, Captain. Also joining us, Steve Baker, of course, Blaze Media's own investigative journalist, who's just judging me.
I'm playing the straight man today. I'm not even going to attempt humor today.
No. Well, I appreciate both of you guys being here. I thought we'd keep it light today. And let's just go ahead and go into this one. According to a FOIA request by Protect the Public's Trust, this is an organization, Joe Biden canceled a visit to a United States shipyard. And everyone was like, what is the reason why he canceled the visit to the shipyard? But the White House apparently realized how many steps were involved to get on the ship. And steps are a problem for Joe Biden. So they just went ahead and canceled the visit. But everything was totally fine. And he definitely signed all of those auto pen pardons.
But Air Force One had the short bus steps. I'm assuming the ship did not have the short bus steps.
Yeah.
So are we calling is this Stepgate, Shipgate, or just pure still senile gate or whatever it is?
I like Shipgate. I think that has a nice ring to it.
Okay.
I think we'll go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
He's used to counting steps, but only the 12 steps that his son's program involves. So, I mean, it's
If it's more than 12, he's screwed.
well, he doesn't want to go on a big warship now when he was so used to walking on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. When he first took office.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that was approximately 250 years ago when he first took office.
Yeah, I mean, we took my grandpa's car keys away long before Biden was given the keys to the nuclear football. So, I mean, it's just, come on. They just keep trying. And then every time you keep talking to some Democrat or they show up on some show like Morning Joe or any fill-in-the-blank MSNBC show, they continuously try to validate Biden's health. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how often can you keep doubling down on losing? Mm-hmm. It's just, it's like the Black Knight and the Holy Grail.
Well, let's go back to Hunter Biden's 12-step program. You mentioned, how many steps did he actually complete?
I think he took the 2 to the pile of crack. And then 3 more.
The
and
2.
then 3 more,
Ooh,
and
crack.
then 3 more to the hooker that he did the crack off of.
Right, well.
So, yeah. Is that going to get flagged?
Do we think, we'll find out.
Okay.
Do we think that Hunter Biden is, in all seriousness, back on it now that we're talking about Hunter?
Oh.
That last interview that he did where he was like, so what people don't realize about crack is it's way safer than alcohol or any other drugs. And really, when you cook it like that, it's actually very pure. He's like making the case for being a crack addict.
Was he on HGTV? Was he on Food Network with Guy Fieri?
Yeah.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives, and they're gonna find some little diner outside of Tuscaloosa and cook some crack?
I honestly, legitimately am like, is he using again?
No, my immediate assumption when I saw that interview, he was on right then. He was he was. If it wasn't crack, it was something.
It had to be.
Oh, he was wired.
Had to be.
He was lit up.
So the 12 steps, we did not get there.
No.
Did not get, or well, either did not get there or got there, gonna have to start from step 1 again.
6 steps and then went back 6 steps. That doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't.
12 steps. I mean, it's 12 steps technically. It's just not the 12 steps that you should take.
You're supposed to go all in one direction.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
He never got his 30-day medal, that's for sure.
No, 30.
So it's interesting because this email that we now have, eyes on, actually happened about a month after the sandbag incident, which we have here. This was June 2023, and down goes Joe Biden. And it was a giant sandbag. So he should have seen it, but he didn't. And there was only one of many embarrassing moments of Joe Biden. And I don't feel like I have to. Here he goes. Down for the count.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say my favorite one, and I only say this in jest because he wasn't hurt. If he was hurt, I actually would feel bad joking about it. But when he fell off the bicycle, or maybe I guess he didn't actually fall off of it.
Moving. It stopped, and then he like I've had a few cocktails and got on a bike before.
Really?
Yes, I know. You're so stunned to hear that.
Is that so you don't drink and drive?
And you stopped and you're like, oh, I should put my feet down. But
I
did.
But I
That
did.
is 7, 8, 9 years old? How old was that?
That's about 3 weeks ago. Oh, to be honest with you. But it's, I just feel so bad. I mean, from a humanitarian standpoint, I feel bad for him as a human, just as a human, that everybody had kept propping him up when he had no business being in these situations in the first place. And that to me is what saddens me just on a humanitarian level.
And I only felt bad for him on that level, but I was angry at everyone else that put him in those situations.
100%.
Anybody that put him on that bike.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Those people should have been fired. Of course, that was probably his family, and he can't fire him anyway. But
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden should go down for elder abuse, honestly. I mean, I actually,
Everybody should.
I'm a worse person than you guys, so I just generally...
I find that hard to believe. Keep going. I'm stealing your coffee mug, by the way. This is cool merch.
So I just... Usually, I'm still mad at Joe. Like, I do feel bad. I don't wish him ill intent, right? I don't want him dead. I don't wish him anything bad. But I also am like, he's not a good person. Like, he is a genuinely bad person. And I'm not going to pretend like him getting old and being senile while running the country or not being able to walk is like absolves him from being a really bad person.
But we also try to treat our worst criminals, you know, with some dignity and respect when we put them in the pen. Or
see, you do, I don't.
Well, no, look, that's what
Like,
we're supposed to
You
do.
should see her alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Right.
Man. Oh man, if I had my
She
way.
didn't mess around. Her kids try to escape their house all the time.
They don't. The alligators are right there every step of the way.
See? What'd I tell
mean,
you?
Steve, I'm the one that wants to create the catapult on the border. And just charge to just how much would people pay to just press the button? And it just goes, whoom, and then launches the illegal across the border. I don't care where, as long as it clears our border.
You get three questions, and then you're catapulted out.
Three questions.
Right. Yeah. What's your quest?
It's not like it's not like the clown at the in the water tank.
Yeah,
heckling you?
It's Monty Python.
I was thinking Monty Python skit.
Yes, true. That is true.
So it's fun to joke about, but it really, we need accountability. I like to remind people this is a thing that happened. Like, there was a complete cover up of a president of the United States of America who was totally senile for years. And everyone just pretended like that wasn't the case. He couldn't walk. Everyone was like, what are you talking about? His doctor just gave me this note, and the note says he has lots of vigor. So I don't know what you're talking about. These are cheap fakes and deep fakes that you guys are talking about. And honestly, you should be ashamed of yourselves for spreading all of this misinformation. Here he goes. One more time there. Oh.
Well, then what do you? So then what happens? So this report comes out that he obviously wasn't going to go on the Navy ship because there were too many steps. So now what? Now what happens? I mean,
other
than obviously everybody who was already. We're already mad at his incompetence and his inability to execute the job, auto pen, everything else.
You have Congress calling people in, asking them to testify on who the hell was running things.
Right. Yeah.
But do I think that they're going to get answers? No. Everyone's just pleading the fifth or saying, I don't remember where that order came from. I just remember doing it.
But they'll get answers, and then Hillary will unalive them.
Right.
So.
Right.
But the MSM is just going to switch the narrative now, and they're focusing it on Trump, and they're trying to call into question, his health issues or whatever they are imagining. Now, you can actually go back and watch from 2016, 2018. You can hear it in his voice.
Sure.
You can hear the age.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of maybe slower movements on his behalf. He is. What is he 80 yet? He's going to be next year, a year from now.
Yeah.
And so those things are creeping up, but he's going to keep everyone at bay for as long as he stands there for an hour and a half after every press conference and keeps answering questions. Mm-hmm. Every time he goes out to the helicopter, he stops and he answers questions. Every time he's on Air Force One and he comes out there and sticks his head around the corner and stands there for an hour answering questions.
Right.
Things that Biden never did while he was hiding in the basement of his Delaware home.
Right.
Yeah. Joe Biden, 82 years old. 82 years old.
And
Donald Trump, 79.
79. Yeah.
But look, as Steve's saying, there's no comparison. Donald Trump has 20, 30 years on the guy, and they're relatively the same age.
Right.
It's just incredible to see. And then, of course, you're gaslit into thinking that Donald Trump is the one who isn't fit for office. Mental gymnastics.
Truth be told, my cognitive ability from Monday till today has declined.
That's just,
bit.
because you just drink too much.
That's just, might
and
be.
You get on
might
bikes.
be.
So that's a
Look,
problem.
now I'm really stealing this mug now.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more. First, we want to thank our sponsor, Birch Gold. So Birch Gold is great. Listen, go talk to my friends over at Birch Gold, because even in times, I know the Trump administration 2.0 is here and everyone's very excited about that. But even in times of stability, gold is a really, really great thing to diversify in, because you get it, you keep it, and you know that if things go wrong or the market crashes or whatever, you've still got gold and silver historically has been very stable and a great hedge against inflation. So what they can do for you is if you've got an IRA or 401k lying around just collecting dust, it's just sitting there, you're not doing anything with it, you can actually convert that into an IRA in precious metals. It's not going to cost you a penny out of pocket. I'm not a financial expert. In fact, I'm pretty dumb. They are actually very smart financial experts, and you can go talk to them. Here's what you can do. Text my name, Sara, S-A-R-A, to 989898. They're going to send you a free information kit on gold. It's just information. There's no reason not to do it. Text my name, Sara, to 989898. So going back to President Trump, things are going well in this country now that President Trump is back in office. So well, in fact, that CNN, it probably pains them to have to report that things are much better than expected. Watch.
A tamer inflation report despite President Trump's tariffs. This is better than expected. Month over month, as you mentioned, up 0.2%. On an annual basis, up 2.7% in July. That's also what we saw on an annual basis for the month of June. When you look at the key categories that we always look at, energy, food, and shelter, energy fell by 1.1%. That was largely driven because of gas prices falling in the month of July by 2.2%. Look at that food. I mean, this is where people spend their money, right? Food every single day.
She's so mystified.
Flat, 0%, and actually down at the grocery store by 0.1%. And then shelter, we always usually see an increase because that is what people are paying on rent. And we know that rents are rising. That is usually the biggest share of this report.
She genuinely seems shocked. God. Guys, this is actually good news. I can't believe everyone told me President Trump was going to ruin everything.
This is the same problem they have with Trump announcing that he's going to stop crime in D.C. They can't handle I'm going to stop crime. And what do? They completely come out against it. So,
I can't believe President Trump wants to stop crime in D.C. What else would we have in D.C. if it weren't for the crime? Like, guys...
So they shoot somebody like 2 blocks away during that big demonstration that went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, some poor slob got shot.
right.
Literally 2 blocks away from them demonstrating against Trump for his active take on fighting crime in D.C. The thing is, Sarah, nobody wants to see their ex do well, right? And that's what the Democrats are looking at as Trump or CNN or MSNBC, whoever, any. Pick your outlet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I broke up with a girl many, many years ago. She had one business and she was working her ass off and it was great. And we broke up and then she opened like 5 more places and then got a cottage on a lake and a couple wave runners. And I'm like, oh, you whore. Right?
And that's when you started drinking and riding bicycles.
Yep.
I was doing that before that, which is probably...
That was part of the reason.
Yeah, which is why the whole breakup even took place in the first place. But I'm like, my God, hey, good for you. But I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah.
Right?
That is, you're right.
That is CNN's angle with Trump.
You're right. The bitter ex, that is CNN. But okay, before we have to go, tell everyone where they can find you.
I am at DerekRichards.com. I'll also be at Harrah's Cherokee Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina, August 28th through 31st. And then Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Comedy Cabana, September 1 through 6. Please come out.
Make sure, check him out. And then you can find our very own Steve Baker on X as well as theblaze.com. So check out his stuff as well. We'll see you tomorrow.